Oh.
Yeah, it's starting.
Hey, it started with this.
Interesting.
What? That's crazy. They're working together. Okay. I'm Cherish.
And I'm Joy.
And we're Tizicals Musicals. So I got distracted because it like turned on with the... I turned on the lamp and then it turned on the camera. Slightly creepy, especially considering the show that we're going to review right now,
which is
Grey House.
Yeah. Now you can see the playbill. You can see the one and then the reflections of the moor and the boy and whoo. Interesting.
Very, very, very interesting.
Someone said the playbill, the art reminded them of Miss Peregrine's school.
Yes, it does. Yeah. It does.
Yeah.
That and then also it's got a little The Shining, right?
Yeah.
But so this is a play, not a musical, although there is musical element.
There is some songs in it. There's musical element. Yeah. There's singing. Not like a lot, but there's like one pivotal moment where like there's a song, and it kind of opens.
It does
with them singing a bit too, like chanting.
Yeah.
Sort of.
No, they sing a song in the beginning.
Yeah, right. It's a song.
Yeah, yeah. So they sing a few times throughout the show. I would say
one big time at the end.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, this is very interesting because it's they call it a thriller horror.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't call it a horror per se, but I do get the thrilling elements. It's spooky. It's dark and not in like... It's dark in the sense of the matter that it's talking about in the show, and dark in the sense that, it's spooky and like, it's literally kind of dark a lot on the stage, so...
it definitely has an eerie,
very eerie.
It takes place in a cabin in the woods. Oh my! Like, where have we seen that movie before? Actually, that was funny when
the guy said he's seen this movie before.
He's seen it before.
Yeah, the Henry. They call him.
They call him Henry.
Yeah, there's they call him Hank.
Hank.
He told the girls in the house his name was Henry, and they were just like Hank. He was like Henry.
They
Hank.
just named him Hank.
They call him Hank, so that was what they called him. Yeah, I think not to give too much away of the plot, but basically, a couple, which is Tatiana Maslany and Paul Sparks, Harry and Henry and I forgot Tatiana's character's name. Max. Ashley. We're in an accident and they wind up seeking refuge in this, gray house, so to speak, in the woods.
A cabin in the woods.
And
at first, they were expecting people to be home, and then they thought maybe it was abandoned.
Yeah.
And then there's a snowstorm going on.
Yeah, so it's Hank is hurt, and so they need, shelter, and from there it just gets creepier, like, woo.
You come to realize that, like, the house isn't what it is.
Yeah.
More or less.
It's not a haunted house. Like, I mean, I can't give too much away, but
Laurie Metcalf is in it. She's the mother of these, like,
these girls
call, like, feral.
These feral children. Yeah. So I just
and Laurie, she's hilarious.
Yeah, the show had a lot of unexpected humor in it, and we went during preview, so the director Joe Mantello was there as well, and I guess we can touch more base on that towards the end, and like the things we think they should kind of change a bit. But overall, we enjoyed it, and standout moments of the show for you guys.
Oh shit, where'd it go? I guess the use of like Broadway magic, or like what you call practical effects. So there's like I would call like a jump scare at the start of the show. That was pretty good. I would say there's like a scene with some butchering. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
This is without me like giving away like
The secrets of the show.
And I also really like the game sequence.
I wrote game too. Yeah.
Yeah. I was supposed to put like the use of ASL as well.
Yeah. So if anyone's not familiar with Millicent Simmons, is that her name? Millicent Simmons? Millicent?
Yeah, Millicent.
Yeah, Millicent. You might know her from like Wonder Spark and like
A Quiet Place.
A Quiet Place. She's the deaf child in that movie, and she's deaf in the show, and I like that.
She's deaf in real life.
She's deaf in real life, but she's definitely deaf in the show as well, and I think I like that they use ASL, and even though she's deaf, it's not like a plot point, like it's not something like that anyone like harps on about, or like it doesn't hinder her role. Like her deafness doesn't move the plot along. It's just she's just inclusive in the cast, and everyone's like they're signing, even when she's not on stage. Have you noticed Laurie Metcalf was like signing too, and I thought that was very smart too. And I heard that they're gonna start doing some ASL like performances, like interpreted performances on certain nights.
Oh my,
yeah.
Okay.
So I imagine that to be interesting.
That's gonna be nice for Millicent, I think.
Yeah, but so I mean. Ooh, the standout moments of the show, the game. Wow. Yeah, can't give too much away with that, but just know if you're gonna see a game in the show, and it had me a little clenched a bit. Like we were sitting in the orchestra. I ran the lottery, so row A, which is like second row, and like the two seats, the aisle seat and the seat next to it was our seat. So there's plenty of leg room,
but on the right side.
On the right side, so there's plenty of leg room, and like. We were very up close, so it's nice to see, and like a drill of hard to see people's faces.
Yeah, I definitely think like some of the
effects were lost to us.
Yeah, you thought it was lost?
Some of it.
I thought it was better to be closer.
But the first jump scare we kind of missed because we were so up close.
I saw that.
I didn't see because I was blocked because the character blocked it. For me.
Then I saw around the character.
Yeah. So I'm just saying you might want to sit at least 5 rows back. I would say, so you could get the full scope of the stage while still being able to see the actors' faces. Because let me tell you, Laurie Metcalf is acting as she always does. She's so good. I mean, like they all were Sophia and Caruso, like the other children in the show, the one who played the boy who played the boy, like their faces are very like. And it's very hard to keep that up nonstop, I would think, like, it's not like a movie where, like you film your scene, the director yells cut, and you can, like, relax your face a bit. Like, even when people aren't talking in this show, like, they're doing stuff with their faces, and it's just like, wow. And it's a play, so there's like a lot of talking, and even if you're not the one talking, you're in the scene, and it's just like wow, like so. Yeah.
When the boy opens his mouth, I just thought that was so funny.
Yeah.
Because he says
that
one thing.
Yeah. He doesn't say.
And it was hilarious, and like a bit spooky.
Yeah. Yeah. I think. Considering that the majority of the cast are very young, like
it's very young cast.
Very young cast, like are just like in their teens or coming out of their teens, and like actual children. Like the boy is played by like a child, so I'm just like,
Eamon Patrick O'Connell.
Yeah,
he had great hair. By the way,
he had such cute curly like. Is he like a strawberry blonde? Is he a ginger? I can't tell. Yeah, he's very good. So I put for standout performances, Laurie Metcalf, because wow, she is acting. Millicent Simmons, because I would think her part, like her being in the show, is a little bit harder. You know what I mean?
Oh, he has a twin sister.
Yeah, he has a twin sister, right? No?
Well, I'm sorry, what happened?
I was saying, like, for standout performances, that I would think Millicent's part is a little bit harder for her.
Oh, yeah.
Because she has to use her other senses to kind of like relay stuff and like. And I know there are lighting cues to her probably, but we couldn't see them, so I know she's working extra hard to like stay in the scene while also paying attention to what, you know, because she can't use like hearing cues, so like she has to watch what everyone else is doing, so everyone else has to be on their feet.
Really, at one point her back was like turned, and I was like, "Girl, how do you know what's going on?"
Yeah, it's just so very like I know she's working really hard, like, and I think it looks smooth, like. No one looked confused on the stage, and we saw her in the previews, so I'm just like,
yeah.
I was like, wow, like, there's a lot going on. And I put Tatiana Maslany because we've been fans of Tatiana since Orphan Black, like, from day one. Orphan Black, BBC America.
Yes.
Like, and considering that she's, like, a bigger household name now, since she's done, like, She-Hulk and stuff like that, her ability to still seem human and not herself in the show is you know, it's her being like an actress. Like I was telling Church, I was like, she's an actress. Like she can do like anything. Like her and like Lori too. Like literally can do like anything. Because I'm like, Lori's a pretty big name in the theater world too, like in general. And I just for them to seem not themselves. I mean, like, I know, like, who they are, but for them to, like, be, like, their characters and me not being like, oh, I'm watching Tatiana pretend to be someone else. I was just watching Max. I was just watching, you know, Laurie Metcalf's character.
Yeah, and Laurie Metcalf, whatever she's doing.
She stole the show, really. She has, like, the bulk of the jokes in the show, and, like, she doesn't miss, like, not a one of them.
I want to say there was specifically like one part where she has like a tantrum, is what you call it, and the kids all like agree that oh yeah she's going into one of her tantrums, and she's like stomps off down these like ominous ass stairs. I'm always expecting something bad to happen.
We have to talk about the set
when you go down those stairs, and then she comes back up, and you're like what? And she's like, I'm having a fit. I don't mean nothing by it. And it was just I don't know. You had to be there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of like funny moments. Like I didn't expect it to be as hilarious as it was, considering it's still very dark.
Are we gonna say it? We're gonna say it. It's funny in the show.
It's so much funnier than show. Like I actually was like laughing, like audibly laughing like during this, and it's not it's not. No one said it was gonna be funny. Or any humorous like takes like.
I mean, I think like all plays, no matter how serious they are, have bits that like you know supposed to like relieve tension, but like this was funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
But and also, not that it was a comedy,
but also being creepy.
What it was, yes.
The whole show. So, let's talk about the set, because I think the set is like a real star of the show.
The set is also a character.
The set is a character. Like, oh my goodness, like. So when you come in, there's a black screen down.
Yeah, you can't see nothing.
Can't see anything. They say you get nothing. Just a black screen. You don't know what you're gonna see on the other side. So when the screen goes up and you're inside of the cabin, you know, you're like, oh, but the cabin, they made it look so creepy.
Yeah, it's set in 1970, like in the 1970s, I believe, like closer to the 80s, but like in the 70s. So it's retro looking, like it's not like a modern cabin by any means.
And a lot of their clothes are, a lot of their costumes give away the plot, so I don't want to like give away too much, but you'll notice that all their costumes are retro in some way, and it's just very
now
interesting.
You're going into costumes. Let's talk about the set.
Oh yeah, but sorry, set. So a lot of the set is contributed to like the staircase that goes down into
like a
the
basement staircase.
And I actually believe that there's a basement down there. Like I believe like this is a house that we're in. Like,
I felt that way too.
It doesn't feel like a set. Like I actually feel like we stepped into like this house, this cabin, and there's a staircase. It's built so well. Like oh my goodness, it looks so sturdy.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean, but you know, like oh my goodness, like. There's a staircase going up, and I believe like there's bedrooms upstairs.
With
like,
a water bed?
Yes, with a water bed. With a water bed. There's a thing in the show about there being a water bed upstairs, and I just feel like there's a whole house up there. Like I can like whenever they went upstairs, I was like they're going to their bedroom. Like I felt that. Like, and you know there's the kitchen, and you know the stove, and there's the fridge. Church you mentioned something about the fridge.
Oh yeah, I just love the
fridge changes. It's kind of like think company. If you saw a company, like the fridge does some rearranging on the inside. Again, I don't want to give too much of the plot away, but the fridge is used quite a bit, and it's like one of the first things that make you like kind of jump a bit.
Yeah.
But
and there's the front door.
The front door, which I really believe like there was like a snowstorm on the outside. I don't know what is behind the set, but it does seem like there was like outside back there. Like it's so good. I mean, Kimberly and Kimball kind of have the same thing with Kim's house, but I believe like there was nothing back there. But in Grey House, like the effects were so good. Like
right.
You could hear the storm. Like I know, the snow.
Kept like looking off to like the right because I kept thinking like something was gonna like happen. Like it's just like ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's that. I mean, the sound is amazing. Like the house is making noise. There's creaking. Like the lights and all of that. Like the sound is incredible, and it doesn't take away from like them like when they're talking and stuff like that. But you can hear everything, and like they're reacting to the sounds too when we're reacting to the sounds, and it's just like you're a little stressed throughout the show because you're just expecting something to happen, you know, and like between that and the lighting changes of just like whenever the lights went black, I was like, what is going to pop up when the lights turn back on?
Did you like the scene change music?
Yeah, it's a lot of that going on.
I always like that in my plays. I always look forward to the scene change music
in plays. I will say the scene changes took too long.
Previews. It did.
I mean, and it when you see the show, you'll see why they have to rearrange. They have to either get lost or rearrange themselves and get changed, like right on the stage. They do a lot of changes on the stage as well as off stage, but they do it in the dark. Like we were close, so we can tell like there were bodies moving, but like the first night when they first slept there, I was just like yikes. So they had to get like really really quick, and I just was like. And Paul Sparks, when they put the blanket over his head in the beginning, I was like, he's gonna burn up underneath these blankets. They just kept putting wool blankets on top of him, and I'm just like,
maybe oh my god, I just remember the part with the sofa.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I just remember the part.
I was about to mention that. There's a part with the sofa, and I'm just like,
I still don't think they pulled that off.
It's amazing, like, and it goes like I know there's stuff going on, like it just wow, like
yeah. Anyway, the whole show is done without intermission. It's about
100 minutes.
Yeah, so
pee beforehand, and even if you did have to pee, you don't want to leave. You will miss something, and you will come back confused, like what just happened. You know, like especially on the later half of that 100 minutes, you're gonna be like, wait, what?
I know.
Yeah, huh?
First of all, the ending had me like. She better than me.
Yeah, like the ending was quite beautiful too.
It was.
Like I was like, aw, like I just and the egg sizzling. Man, like Tatiana's such a good actress. Like I felt like everything like she was going through. Like I was going through it too. Like, and I like the song that they sang towards the end. Like, you know, and it's just so nice that they could sing. I should say the young girls are singing.
Yeah.
And Millicent is signing with them.
Yeah.
Like, which is really hard to do.
Does the boy sing?
He was not singing.
Is that okay?
He was not.
I didn't think so.
The young girls were singing. So it's Squirrel, A165 / Bernie
and
Marlo. Oh, Sophia Ann Caruso is Marlo. I thought her and Lori were gonna fight. Like I really thought there was gonna be like a fist flying on the stage because there was one point where Lori was talking. And the way Sophia is looking at her, I was like, she hates this lady. You know what I'm talking about? I was just
they all took turns being mean to Lori's character, and I was like, except for the boy.
Yeah, the boy loved her. I just was like, oh man, there's like this character, you'll see them when you see them. You'll get a little when you do. There's a rocking chair, so that should let you know that things are spooky. It was really good. I want to go back after previews are over to see like the changes they made, like if the changes are faster between scenes, and if they add anything extra, or change any of the plot around. I thought it was pretty solid though. Like I didn't, like I wasn't like, take this out. I think people might be confused, but I think they want you to be, and I think they want you to think about it. And by the time it hits the end of the show, you're like, I get it. Because there was a part in the show, I was like, what is happening? And then I figured it out, and I was like, okay, all is well. Like, and even with that mild confusion, I would have still enjoyed the show, I think.
I'm just wondering if anyone's getting anything from this review. We're like, we can't tell you.
I know we can't tell you because it would literally ruin the experience. And
if you plan to go,
and you plan on going, and they do want people to be mindful of like the stuff because it does. I think if we told you what happened, it would ruin the experience. So yeah, this is the first show they let us go down early and sit downstairs in a lounge instead of waiting outside on the sidewalk. So thank you, Lyceum front staff, front of house staff for that. We were able to get our gear and all of that and just sit around for a bit. And we haven't been at this theater since
Be More Chill.
So it was nice to be back in like a different spot. But we got they do have t-shirts.
Because we never did see a Strange Loop.
And that makes me so sad when I think about it. But we did manage to get some merch. We did not get a t-shirt, although they do have t-shirts.
And hoodies. And pins.
That's another interesting part about the show. I like the Morse code. That was fun. That was cute. But so yeah, here's what we got. We got the window card and like the playbill, and we got a magnet, which looks like the window card and the playbill. I kind of want to go back so I can get the t-shirt now. Thanks for watching this crazy, not so helpful, but we did enjoy the show review.
Go see Grey House.
Go see Grey House. Bye.
Bye.